You're gonna steal, regardless.
You think it's inevitable?
I think it's inevitable. Yeah.
Okay.
What and why do I say that? Number one, how many combinations of notes are there? How many combinations of chords are there? Especially melodies and structures and all that within certain genres. So you're gonna be nuzzling up to something, even if it's not intentional. Sure. You might write something similar to a song you've never heard, because almost everything's already been done in some way, shape, or form. Chord progressions, melodies, lyric ideas, stories. So
sure,
you take that and you combine it with, you have no choice. You have been influenced by everything you've heard your whole life, especially the stuff you really loved. As you're coming up through as a kid, you're listening to this, you're listening to that, you find a favorite band, you go see them in concert, you're singing along with their songs, and then you become a musician yourself and you start writing your own material. All that junk is there. And whether or not you intend to or not, it's going to come out in your music. And that's where they go, who are your influences? When they often ask you that question as an artist. Who are your influences? Who do you subconsciously steal from is the same question, right? Because even if you're not stealing a direct lyric intentionally, or you're not stealing a chord progression, you're stealing what, felt good and naturally comes out. That's going to be in your lyrics, your lyric ideas. That's going to be in your melodies, how long you hold a note, whether or not you have legato vocal lines or choppy vocal lines or whatever it might be. You are kind of taking a 2.0 version of what's already built into you, whether you like it or not, whether you intend it or not. So the problem, the rub is when you start to do it intentionally. And I think there's nothing wrong with intentionally taking something and trying to create something similar to it. There's also nothing wrong with directly stealing something from another artist, as long as you call it what it is. So if you're writing a song and you want to take Uptown Funk and you actually want to uptown funk it up, uptown funk it up, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say you want to take that little vibe thing. If you direct steal that and you shove it in a song, say, I took this from there. Don't be Vanilla Ice and say, oh no, I didn't. Just go ahead and let it be what it is. I stole this from here. It's a tip of the hat. I love it. It makes a great groove. We stole it. We put it in. And we give you songwriting credit. You get your percentage. Everybody's happy.
What you're talking about then is it's a form of intellectual sampling.
Yes. Yeah. Then. It may be unintentional, I guess is my point. So everything before the intent, if you're intentionally doing something, I don't want to say copying, but influenced by a melody or a chord progression or whatever it might be, or even the way you sing, you might turn an A into an E because everybody you listen to did that and you love the way that sounds. Those are all influences, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you listen back and it actually sounds like a direct steal from one of your influences or one of your old B-side cuts from 25 years ago you forgot about, I'd make the adjustment out of respect. Just go, I didn't even realize that my subconscious threw this out and it felt good because I'd heard it before. I didn't even realize that I did that. I make the adjustment. That's a respectful thing, is to make the adjustment. Sure. Or, find a way to give credit for that and call it what it is. But you're going to be influenced. You're going to parrot out some of the stuff that's built into you. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. Stealing music, the court will decide what your intent was. I'll leave that to there. But as a writer, I would say never actually steal. Always, if you're going to take something, credit it, tip your hat to it, give it all it deserves. Don't try to take it for your own.
That's tricky.